Hello, I'm back. I'm back. I made a backup save and let's go see the endings. And first, I'm gonna go for the Frenzied Flame ending. And I will probably do it like this. I will show the ending. Maybe I will speak my mind about it and I will go through all the endings that I can. I heard there is 6, so I'm not sure if I can do all of them. Probably not. But then after that I will let the credit rolls. After the last ending I will let the credit rolls roll and discuss the game a bit, and then we'll probably end this episode. And I have one more episode to go, and that would probably be to do the stuff that I missed, but that would probably be very short. Anyway, let's do this. Yeah, that figures. Oh, Marika's head. Right, crumbled to ashes. Ooh. Nice head. Whoa. Kinda like a black hole. Sort of. That doesn't look good. Yo. That's hell. Oh, this kind of looks like finger. Oh, that's from the 3 fingers. The imprints on the buildings. Interesting. Big eye.
Lord of frenzied flame. I will seek you as far as you may travel.
Oh.
To deliver you what is yours.
Oh, the eyes. The
Destined
eyes.
death.
Destined death. Right. So she wasn't blind. On one eye, I mean. Anyway, so that's it then. Okay, so my thoughts. I wouldn't probably choose this ending. The way I understand it, and I'm not sure if I really understand it correctly, is that it was said that the Chaos God, who is a outer god, wants this ending, and it's supposed to be to return to some sort of primordial state, so the universe, to the universe where everything is as one, so kind of an homogeneous and universe without structure and order, but in such a universe, obviously the god should be an organizing entity and should represent some sort of structure, so there would be no place for any god in this universe. So that leads me to believe that because these are called outer gods, so probably there is a universe, and the lands between is part of this universe, and there are outer gods outside of this universe that are organizing somehow this universe. Probably, I would guess, to use it for power or for energy. So the order, the structure in the universe, or the lack of it, should represent for each god something like the best possible organization of it for the god to draw energy from that universe. That's what I suppose. And it so happens that probably the frenzied flame or the chaos god wants the universe to be in this primordial state, basically without structure, so everything is, I don't know, maybe energy or something. Everything is as one and maximum entropy. So this is how I would understand it. But in that sense, it wouldn't make sense for Melina to exist. Well, maybe if she was an outer god or became outer god or outer goddess, then she could exist, but it wouldn't make sense for the lord of this frenzied flame or for the character that we played to exist anymore, because he was part of the universe. So should also return to this primordial state and be one with everything, no structure, and therefore he would cease to exist. That's how I would understand this ending, and it doesn't make sense to me to deliver destined death. So probably don't understand it very well. Anyway, I wouldn't probably choose this ending, as I said. It seems a bit too excessive to me. Anyway, it's a value judgment, of course, but there is a world, there is good in it and some bad in it, and there is suffering, of course. There is also some good stuff, and to just destroy everything and be done with it, that seems a bit too excessive to me. So those are my thoughts on this one. And now let's go do the other ending. Okay, so we are back. Oh, stone platform, a solid name. And now I need to travel somewhere. Let's get rid of the... No, not get rid of anything. I need to travel back to the heart of the storm, which should be here. And we need to use... that's also interesting. We need to use this Michaela's needle. And Michaela's needle was designed to... As it said, it's to ward away the meddling of outer gods. Specifically, but maybe specifically for the Lord of Frenzied Flame, because Greater Will and other gods are also outer gods, I suppose. But it would be interesting if there were any, let's say, let's use it. If there were any endings centered around the use of Michaela's needle to basically cut off outer gods from this world, from this universe. So now let's have a look at the face. Look at that face. Yeah, it seems that I don't have the glowy eyes. I mean the yellowy eyes. Anyway, let's head back. Now we should be able to get a different ending. Fractured Marika, yeah. Oh, this is new. Summon Rani. Okay, so that's probably one of the endings. I will now do the Fractured Marika. Oh, okay, so we can do 3 endings here. So this would be like the normal. We just mend the Elden Ring and become consort of Marika. Then we can use the Death Prince rune. That would be Fias, and this would be Dung Eaters, using the rune of the Fell Curse. Let's use the first one. That would be like the most basic solution. Let's use it. Let's see how it goes. It's a bit gruesome with the head.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall an age of fracture.
Well, at least we look regal and lordly. All right, so that was quick. So let's do the other endings, and then I'll discuss them. All right, let's do the other one. Use Mending Rune of the Death Prince. Let's see what's the difference. Oh, there is the death rune. Ah, that's not a death rune. That's the rune of the death. That's the curse mark of death or something like that. Like the both half of the centipede, golden centipede. It's not a death rune. That's important. It's not a death rune.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall the age of the Duskborn.
It looks a bit more sinister than the you know what, than the previous one. Okay, and let's do the last one when we mend the Elden Ring, and we'll use the Mending Rune of the Fell Curse, so that would be Dung Eaters. I wonder what the difference would be. Yeah, that's the... Okay. We see the curse on the Elden Ring. Yeah. So that would be gruesome ending, I suppose.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall the reviled curse that defined our age. The blessing of despair.
All right, so yeah, I think the music is so far was the same for every ending, I think. Anyway, let's discuss these endings. So this is basically that we repaired the Elden Ring somehow, and in the first one we just continue what was. So we mend the Elden Ring, restore Golden Order as it was, so I assume flawed as it was as well, and continue as a consort to Marika. And in my opinion, that's probably not a bad ending, but also it led to the to all these events that we had because it was flawed. So I think it would just repeat itself, and it would probably come again time when this will happen again. There will again be the Fell Omen curse, and there will be those who live in death, and so on and so forth. So I'm not sure if this is a very good ending. Probably better than the Frenzied Flame ending. Anyway, that's what I expect there. And actually, for all these endings, all these three, I think the outer god who would benefit the most would be the Great Will, I suppose. But maybe not. I'm not sure. So that's this one. Then the other one, when we used Fia's rune, or the rune of the Death Prince, basically alter the Golden Order in a way that, the way I understand it now, is that people are reborn. So when they die, so to speak, because there is no destined death or the proper death, so they are reborn. They are taken to the roots of the Earth Tree and are reborn there somehow. And some people, probably because of a critical flaw in the Golden Order, are refused, and those are then those who live in death. And in the current Golden Order, this is a minority, and they are prosecuted and so on and so forth. And the change that Fia would, or the rune of the Death Prince would do, is to embed this into the Golden Order, the living in death. So, and it seemed from the different cutscene that we got that the world would eventually become filled with these undead entities. I mean skeletons and zombies and so on and so forth. Probably it would just do it would work in a way that people would be still reborn with the Earth Tree, but maybe more and more entities would be forced, or would be refused by the Earth Tree, and then they would have to live in death. So probably could be manageable. To be honest, I don't know. It would be an interesting world. I don't really have any more thoughts on that. And then the other ending, the Fell Curse, that would probably be hell, because everybody would then basically it would take the worst from the Golden Order, right? Because I mean probably the Omen Curse was another manifestation of the flaw in the Golden Order, and I honestly don't know where these flaws come from. Maybe from the design, or from the meddling of the Greater Will, or from meddling of other outer gods. I don't know. So then everybody would basically be locked in this constant despair and suffering, and basically it would be the ending that would, at least that's how I feel about it, that would take the good and throw it away and just leave the bad, and leave the suffering there in the world. So that sounds really bad. Also, the cutscene was very ominous there. Okay, so those are these endings. Let's check out the last ending, Rani's, and then we'll wrap up. Okay, so Rani's ending. Let's check that out.
The battle is over, I see.
Yep, show me your eyes. She looks a bit like a mushroom. Well, she reminds me of mushroom. Why do you have 4 arms?
I do solemnly swear to every living being and every living soul. Now cometh the age of the stars. 1,000-year voyage under the wisdom of the moon. Here beginneth the chill night that encompasses all, reaching the great beyond. Into fear,
She has another
doubt,
face.
and loneliness, as the path stretcheth into darkness.
Oh, she has different eye than Melina had. She has
Well
another
then,
face.
shall we?
Okay.
My fair consort eternal.
Eternal. Okay, so this one was different. This one was different. So, what do I think about it? I would probably choose this one because it's different than the. It's not as awful as the Frenzied Flame, but I would probably. I think that if I was to choose, I would really choose this one, because continuing the Golden Order didn't really make much sense to me. Even though it's probably not bad, I don't know. Maybe there's another ending that would make it better, the Golden Order. But this one has a potential to be better than the previous one. Okay, so that's this one, and what I think about it, I don't really know what would happen. It seems to me that Rani leaves the world, and so to speak, it leaves it to fend for itself and to find its own way, which might be good. Also, there probably is an outer world, because she said that we will travel, or she will travel with the wisdom of the moon, or below the wisdom of the moon, or something like that. So maybe the moon was the representation of another outer god that was there. So that might be something to think about. And yeah, it's basically what I think about it. So I would choose this one. Seems interesting. And that's it. Maybe I have one more thought regarding the endings of the game. So obviously I missed one, so I will have to look for that one. Look what it is about. But also, I think there could be other endings as well, because there are more outer gods. And also, I was surprised, or maybe not surprised, but there was talk regarding Millennia, because she became the goddess of Rot. So there could be some ending related to Rot. My best guess would be that this ending would be maybe tied to mending the Elden Ring with some sort of special rune, Rot rune or whatever, and it would be probably some sort of ending like the Fias ending on Dark Teacher's ending. I'm not meaning bad necessarily, but obviously the Rot did seem pretty bad, but it would be continuation of the Golden Order with the Rot adjustment, let's say. And one more ending, maybe Lord of Blood ending. That might be there as well. And now my thoughts about the game, probably. So I will not do a review. I'm not very good at reviewing games, but what I can tell, so gameplay wise, I had a blast with the game. It was awesome. It was very long, but I would say it was good through and through. I would even maybe say that it was maybe even better at some later areas at the start. So I like it very, very, very much. I don't mind that there was a lot of repeating bosses, because there was a lot of bosses, and I actually enjoyed learning to fight them, and also the difficulty was scaled up very good, or I would say. So I like that, and the variety in the game, there is a lot of variety in there. So I liked it. Difficulty-wise, overall, it was a difficult game, but I would also say that probably one of the approachable ones, because compared, for example, to Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls 2, which I played, here we could have these spirit ashes and a lot of stuff that would help us defeating. So it was difficult, and it kind of depends how difficult you make it for yourself. Let's say at the second half, I started trying to make it more difficult for me, and I started not using spirit ashes at some point even. So that's the difficulty was very, very well managed, I would say. It was a difficult game. Then graphics and music, very nice music. I liked it. It was very fitting most of the time, I would say, even. And graphics, of course, very nice. The game looks. I really enjoyed also the changes between the areas. For example, Altus Plateau looked like autumn with the golden orange tint, Yeah, and then we have this consecrated snowfield and mountain tops of the giants, and we had very nice underground areas there. Specifically, I would mention the lift going down from Mistwood to Sea of River. There were some very nice vistas there. So that was also, and also it was very interesting, the Mogwin Palace, and the one of the most atmospheric fights that boss fights that I ever had. That was with Moog, the Lord of Blood. So that was also very nicely, artistically, I would say, from the artistical point. That was very good. Another big thing of the game is the lore, and lore-wise, the game was also very exciting. I mean, I love the way that FromSoft just tells the story in these Soulsborne games via item descriptions and little bits of dialogues and just maybe items, old statues and architecture and all that stuff. And it's very intricate. It's very nuanced and inconclusive as well, shrouded in mystery, and I love that very much. And now, actually, I did not make very many notes while traversing the lands in between. Mostly I made my notes mentally, but obviously my head is only, yeah, I have only a certain capacity, and I do need to keep my work stuff in my head. So I'm very much looking forward to now finally going through some Vati's videos, and maybe one and those from Inhuman One, also very good. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Yep. So overall, definitely my game of the last year. Spent a lot of time playing this game, and I would definitely revisit this. So anyway, I'm very grateful that you were watching the episode and the series. I will do one more video where I will probably tackle the remaining stuff that I can tackle, and that would be the fully grown Falling Star Beast on Mount Gelmir. So I will try to do that, and I will probably also drop by several NPCs and talk to them, like Nephililu and some others. And that's it. So, bye.